Hey guys, it's the Introverted Investor here to talk about credit cards. There's a lot of credit card YouTubers pushing a lot of high annual fee cards that really are not necessary. So in this top section here, I have a bunch of cards on the left that get a lot of heavy promotion on YouTube. And you see the annual fees on some of them. And then on the right, I give you some alternatives that I think get the job done with no annual fees. First card is Amex Gold. People have to realize the Amex customer was designed for the traveling business professional who spends a lot of time and money traveling for business. Um, so Amex cards aren't geared for most people. It's geared for that busy traveling professional. So this card, for example, is promoted as like the best dining card according to a lot of YouTubers. It's 4x points on dining. Comes with a $325 annual fee. I'm saying as an alternative, you get the Capital One Saver. It gives you 3x dining for no annual fee. So yes, the Amex Gold gives you one more point, but you're paying $325 an annual fee as a result of that. So all the way off to the right, here's the break-even point. So because you're paying that $325 annual fee for the Amex Gold, in order for you for that card to make sense, you'd have to spend at least $32,500 in a year to break even with the Capital One Saver. So just keep that in mind. So if you're spending less than $32,000 a year in food and supermarket bills, then the Amex Gold does not make much sense to you. Next one is airport lounges. A lot of YouTubers talk about the importance and convenience of having an airport lounge card for times where you have delays at the airport or you just want to go to a nice place to eat while you're at the airport. The nice part of a lounge is you don't have to pay additional money at the airport for food when you're there. However, you do pay a high annual fee for those cards up front in most cases. So here I show three of the most popular lounge cards, such as Amex Platinum, Chase Sapphire Reserve, and the Capital One Venture X. They range um, between $395 and $695 a year. They do carry various benefits. You do get elevated points on your travel. However, I think a good alternative is the US Bank Altitude Connect card. Not a lot of people talk about this card. It's no annual fee, which is great. But also you get 4x points on travel, which is solid. And then you get four free lounge visits on Priority Pass per year. So it's not unlimited airport lounge access like the other premium cards, but you get four passes a year. I myself, I have two of these cards, so instead of four passes, I now have eight passes a year. And again, it's no annual fee. For example, the Amex Platinum card, which is $695 a year, um, gives you 5x points on travel. The US Bank Altitude Connect gives you 4x on travel. So in order for the Amex Platinum for you to break even, just based on that standpoint, you'd have to spend 69,500 bucks a year. So I definitely don't spend anything close to that on travel. So I'll stay with my US Bank Altitude Connect. Um, then the last card I want to talk about that creators push is the Chase Freedom Unlimited. It's a card where you get 1.5x back on everything. There's no spending cap on that. That's okay. No annual fee. So not bad. A card that not a lot of people talk about that I think is a nice alternative for your catch-all spend, meaning any category you get that spend multiplier back. The card that I recommend is US Bank Kroger card. It sounds funny. Yes, this card is not just for Kroger use. You could use it for anything. Um, what's the cool feature is it gives you elevated point multipliers when you use mobile spend on it. So if you use Apple Pay or Google Pay, it'll give you 5x points back on the first 3,000 of mobile spend. After that, only gives you 1,000. But if you're making a certain purchase that you can get elevated points on, this is a great alternative to use also. Then on the section on the bottom, I talk about no annual fee cards that fit unique categories. Again, I'm going to talk about the US Bank Kroger card. Again, mobile spend, 5x on the first 3K of mobile purchases, no annual fee. The second card is the Built Mastercard. This card's real unique because this card allows you to get points on rent. So you get 1x points on rent, 3x on dining. Just note for you to get the points on the rent, you do have to make 5 transactions per month on that card. Not hard to do. Um, that has no annual fee. Also, even though it says you can get points on rent, you can also get points on HOA fees. So if you live in a co-op or some kind of townhouse, or just live in a community that has some kind of homeowners association, you could get points on that too, with no extra charges. So the Built card really is a nice gem. And then last but not least, you have rotating category cards. So these are cards that um, certain months of the year give elevated point multipliers in specific categories. So two options that are good are the Chase Freedom Flex and the Discover It cards. Either of those cards, they work the same way. I actually have both of them. So they might say for the first quarter, you get 5x on restaurants and cell phones. So between January and March, if you spend anything in those categories, you get elevated 5x back. And then let's say in the second quarter, it'll be clothing is a special category. So the categories change by quarter. However, and you do have to enroll each quarter, which is as simple as pushing a button on your app. But once you're enrolled, you can get those elevated cash back offerings on there. So that's just my quick video on credit cards, which ones to recommend, and have a great day, everyone.